It's time for Litter Media Live on this Thursday, August 24th, 2023, with the Micon. Mike Smith. I'm Dan Ramey. This is show number 3 of 4 today.
Yeah, you've been busy this morning. Absolutely.
And I'm working up a sweat, and it's not because of working. It's because we want to say thank you to someone over in our home office who volunteered a portable air conditioner because our other air conditioner is in the need of replacement. Right. So thank you for coming to our rescue so we don't melt away in this expected heat for today. But we had the welcoming shower, and that really cooled some things off for us earlier today.
So all the people that I was telling you 2 days ago to check on us.
We're us. We're them.
Before the day is over. Yeah, that storm that came up in the overnight, it came right out of the north and due south. We don't see storms come into our area like that very often, and when they do, typically they're severe. We did have a severe thunderstorm warning, but we've had absolutely no reports of anything other than heavy rain. So now that the rain will be moving out, that's where it gets steamy. Temperatures up around 96 for a high. The National Weather Service had already put this out a couple of days ago. Extreme heat advisory. Heat index could be in the neighborhood of 105 to 110 for today.
I missed the weather yesterday. Didn't watch any local news, didn't watch any national news, didn't watch TV really other than the Reds. Caught that. I went to church last night, came home, and the Reds were starting game 2. And so jumped into that, missed the forecast. And it was just before my alarm went off that I heard the thunder. Yeah. And I thought, what is that?
Right.
Where is that from? And then I checked the radar, and I'm like, that's where that's from. Wow. And like you said, it was moving direct south. And so we were expected to get a little bit more, probably around, I looked at Channel 10's future track radar, and it was showing that we might have some rain up until like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So
and
that's where we stand.
If it does, it might help cool things a little bit.
Amen. Amen. All right, we're going to get into news topics that are making news today. As we mentioned, we have a number of shows we've done already today. We also released another video that was an interview we did a little over a week ago. And so that event is coming up September 3rd. We'll share details about it coming up in just a moment here in our news. But I want to take a moment to tell you about our friends at Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call for the services of Scioto Valley Dumpsters. So if you are looking for a cleanup, for instance, I imagine they're probably going to get rid of this air conditioner. We would need a dumpster for that, right? So you need to give a call, 740-253-8389. Got a big project you got going on at your home or your business, you need to call Carl at Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. News is next.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Hey y'all, this here's Dwayne Probst from Little Texas, and I want to let y'all know that we are going to be coming to the Roco Music Fest along with Jana Kramer on Friday, September 1st. That's Friday, September 1st, Roco Music Fest. The tickets are on sale right now. Go get you some. Come on out and have some fun with us. See you soon, Ohio. Yeah.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. What is making news today other than the weather? Well, we had several shows today, and we started off early this morning at 9 o'clock with a visit with Erin Givens. She is with the Paper City Mentoring Project, and we talked about this on the program yesterday. Their Maker Fair is coming up on September 3rd, right there on East 4th Street. So your opportunity to learn more is in this interview that's on our video section of our Facebook page. Later today, it'll be on our YouTube channel. Also, these fine ladies stopped in as well. There you see, to my immediate left is Kate De La Paz from the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio, Janet Detty from McDonald's here locally in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. And from West Banco, there is Marie Williams on the far side waving at you there. And that's a bag that's been donated by Ivy's that is more than $1,000 in its value. We had some of the auction items on display for the handbag hullabaloo, which raises money each year. We're closing in on $500,000 raised just by this event over the last 6 years.
That's great. Fantastic.
And all that money goes to the Ronald McDonald House, which services a number of counties locally, but especially Ross, Pike, and Pickaway counties. So far this year, they've had more than 60 families take the benefit of a free night stay at the Ronald McDonald House. Again, more details in that video. And on our YouTube channel now, the interview that we did here a couple of weeks ago with the folks from the Lee Walker family reunion.
Yeah, 100 years they've been doing this, and of course we want you to watch the interview, and if you love history, you'll love this, because these families, it's actually more than a couple of families, they all were slaves in Virginia, and they were freed after the death of their slave master in 1844, and most of them migrated to Ohio.
And if you want to find out more about those 56 either family members or people that were emancipated, you need to check this out. It's an interesting interview, and please don't pay attention to the typo of the word September in the scroller up at the top.
I would have never noticed it.
It was 2 o'clock in the morning when I was doing that, and so that's how it goes. Some of the items that you will find through Litter Media, whether our social media, on our website, or on our YouTube channel.
Very good, and well done. Yesterday, we were telling you about Red Cross blood drives that we were made aware of coming in the month of September for Fayette and Highland County. And I said at the time, well, apparently Ross County's not having anything. Well, after the show ended, we finally got the schedule for Ross County. So go back to that story that we sent you to yesterday at littermedia.com. There are actually several September blood drive events in Ross County that you'll find there. Another event coming up this weekend, Adena Pike Medical Center's Disco Ball Gala, formerly known as the Festival of the Trees. That'll be this Saturday night from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Twin Lakes Resort in Piketon. Now, tickets are $100, but you can call Adena Pike to get more information.
I wonder if they changed up the Festival of Trees, because I think that was later in the year.
Could be.
It was closer to Christmas, I believe.
Very, very well could be. A story that's also up and running now on our website at littermedia.com, Petland down in Ashland, Kentucky, coming to the, no pun intended, rescue of Cabin Critters Rescue in Wheelersburg. Of course, they rescue pets, or actually dogs and cats in that area, in hopes that they can become pets for someone. Not only did they come through with 20 large bags of dog food for the rescue to pick up that day, but also Petland Charities covered the cost of the food from the distribution center and provided a $3,000 grant to assist the rescue in managing care. Now, these ladies that are pictured here, Catherine Del Valle with Cabin Critters Rescue on the left, and on the right is Kaylee Sturgill, the manager of the Petland Ashland, Kentucky operation. Of course, that's just the local store. Petland headquarters, that's here in Chillicothe, Ohio. The District Advisory Council for the Fairfield County General Health District will hold its fall special meeting on Wednesday, August 30th at 7 p.m. at the Fairfield County Health Department offices on Sheridan Drive in Lancaster. DAC members will receive a report on the status of current and planned programs and activities of the health department. The health commissioner, as well as some staff members, will be on hand to answer questions from the public. Arts Around in Circleville will be having a competition among local artists doing either a drawing or painting for the competition. The contestants will be given a 2-hour window to create their piece. The venue will be on the sidewalk just outside Arts Round in Circleville. Contestants, I should say, will be provided with a blank canvas on which they create their masterpiece. Canvas will be placed on an easel provided by the gallery. Contestants will provide their own ink or paint. Cost to enter is $10, but the prize will be at least $50. And Steve Sawyer told us that if they have a lot of people that register, they will extend it beyond just a September 2nd event. Cool. So if you get a lot of folks out there for that, they're calling it a quick draw. Get it? Art.
Quick draw McGraw.
Western.
Hey,
theme.
why not? If Hanna-Barbera is okay with this, put up Quick Draw McGraw. That'd be neat.
So that's something fun coming up in Circleville, September the 2nd. Also, the Ohio Attorney. Let me back up. Almost skipped one there. September's just around the corner, so several Ohio's most popular hunting seasons will be getting underway in September. They're kind of a staggered start on the days, but that includes squirrel hunting, doves, and some waterfowl. Of course, deer hunting seasons with the bow. That starts later in the month, and then, of course, later in the fall is deer gun season. We've been talking a lot about Ohio's Constitution here in recent weeks. Well, the Attorney General yesterday rejected the petition summary of a proposed state constitutional amendment that would modify the legislative redistricting process. Basically, in layman's terms, the Attorney General says the summary language wasn't clear, so he rejected it. So if that ever comes back up, they'll have to be better wording on that petition. In Road Report today, Pickaway County, US 23 northbound and southbound between State Route 316 and the Franklin County line has daily lane restrictions for resurfacing and crossover removal. That runs through October. And those are your headlines.
All right. One of the headlines we have here today is the fact that it's hot. And it's going to be hot for everybody, but it's especially hot for us. But we can say we've got the best team working on it for us.
Absolutely.
Accurate heating,
you
cooling,
are accurate, sir.
Thank you. Am I on target with what I?
You got it.
They are your trusted comfort advisor, and they're working on our comfort control even as we speak. There's some situations, you just have to muddle your way through as best you can because when the air conditioner gave up the ghost this week, they found out that parts for that air conditioner no longer exist.
Right.
So we are in the waiting for a new one. So all of that's taking place right now, even as we speak. So thank you to Accurate for being on the job and helping us out in that regard. All right, you can get their services also. Just click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. It will take you right to their website to learn more about the services of Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Sports, next.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
The U.S. Department of Energy invites you to attend one of 2 open house events to learn more about the progress for future development at the Portsmouth Gaseous Diffusion Plant in Piketon. The first is August 29th at Oscar's Restaurant in Portsmouth, located at 711 2nd Street, or August 31st at the OSU Endeavor Center in Piketon, located at 1862 Shyville Road. Both events will take place from 3 to 7 p.m. If you have questions, please call 1-888-603-7722 or email questions@fbportsmouth.com.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
Time for the world of sports, and we begin with golf.
Yeah, a lot of golf going on this time of year, and we've been talking about the Circleville golf team. They are a juggernaut. Look at this, folks. Last night at the Pickaway County Country Club, this was not an MSL match, but they fired a 169. The next closest competitor, Gallia Academy, they beat them by 39 shots. Bloom Carroll by 51 strokes. And Jackson, who was one of the leading teams in the FAC, not the leader, but one of them, they beat him by 70 shots. Now, Elena Seeley has been making the headlines.
Are these girls on the LPGA tour?
They ought to be. But Sister Isabella last night fired a new career best at 37.
Wow.
So they, and Elena, not too shabby, 38. So they continue to roll. Another team that's rolling in girls golf is Westfall. They won SVC match number 3 of the season last night with a 183. Westfall's Paige Weiss was the medalist. She's had a 36. Zane Trace's Mary Helber was the runner-up for medalist honors. She had a 38.
Have they had the Pickaway County tournament yet? I imagine what that's going to be like.
I think that was a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was earlier. Yeah. 5 new Taze Valley Athletic Hall of Fame inductees will be honored this week. Help me on some of these names. Todd Nace.
Yes, wrestling coach for more than 30 years at Chillicothe. It does Taze Valley High School.
Okay. Caitlin, how did we say?
Loffman.
Meredith Keel, Kelly England, and a 5th one was added, Kaylee Greer. Obviously a cross-country runner. Now, they will be honored at a dinner tonight and then again at tomorrow night's home football game.
Kind of wish I could be there. Just it's really cool to see that stuff happen, you know.
So congratulations to these 5 new Taze Valley Hall of Famers.
We will be in Pickaway County, but we'll be across the way west from Taze Valley, and that is down at Westfall.
Yeah, the Mustangs hosting a cross-county rival in Logan Elm. Both teams are 1-0.
Yes, indeed. And we'll have coverage on Litter Media Radio tomorrow night. Should we have a technical difficulty like we did last week, we'll use Facebook Live as a backup. But I will tell you that my friend J.D. Williamson contacted me from the press box yesterday, testing everything out. He says everything looks like it's working.
Looks like it's good. That's good. I trust him.
And he's a man of his word.
He's helped me out a number of times.
That he has. Coming up here in a few minutes, we'll have our Litter Media Game of the Week pregame show, which will include not only interviews with both head coaches, but also we will announce the Player of the Week from Neil Coleman Insurance and Wyandotte Mutual. How do you nominate a Player of the Week? Simply go to our website, littermedia.com. You'll see the Players of the Week segment there at the top. Click on that. It takes you right to the page where you can make your nominations. And, of course, we released yesterday the game highlights from the Chillicothe-St. Charles game, our Week 1 Litter Media Game of the Week. That's available now on our YouTube channel. And we'll have a highlight video of Logan Elm Westfall for release next weekend as well. But if you want to hear what's going on Friday night, on game night, Mike Smith and Tom Beard. See, I've changed it up how I said it.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
not Mike and Tom Beard.
Mike and Tom Beard will have the play-by-play for you tomorrow evening.
Of course, Tom's an old Westfall grad.
That he is.
I wonder if they're thinking about
honoring him in some fashion.
Giving him a free hot dog or something like that.
Well, he's hot dog enough.
The best he could hope for is a free sandwich and a drink. Yeah. The Redlegs out on the West Coast finishing up.
Are you back on the bandwagon?
I'm back on, baby. Mr. In and Out, yeah. A sweep, 3 games of the Angels, and that was culminated with a doubleheader win, 9-4 and 4-3 out on the left coast last night. Now the Reds move on to Arizona to take on the D-backs.
For 4 games, a team that they are in the wild card battle with.
Yes. By the way, in that first game yesterday, L.A. De La Cruz had 6 RBIs.
Yes. Had a bases-clearing triple. He also had a 3-run home run.
It's taken him 66 games to get to that milestone. I think I saw before coming on the next closest Red in history to have 6 RBIs in a game was at his 600th in some game.
Wow.
So this kid's incredible.
He also has, 21, 22 stolen bases now?
Yeah, more than 10 home runs.
And I was listening to the guys on Valley Sports last night talk about, do you think they'll have more home runs or more stolen bases this year? because it's nip and tuck right there in the statistics department. So
the Brewers, they're winning still, so hopefully the Reds will continue.
That's what it looked like. That rain that we saw, it came from Cleveland.
Yeah, and it started up there, and it's caused the game to be suspended after they had gotten it started. So they'll pick that up today with the Dodgers at 12:10 this afternoon, and then after that game is completed, they'll play their regularly scheduled game. And that's what I've got in sports.
I want to take a moment to say thanks for watching today. Aunt Ruth is tuned in, also Peggy Conley, and our buddy Damon Campbell.
Damon.
From McDonald's.
How about that?
We understand he has a new position. Of course, he won that Ray Kroc Award last year, and now he's been moved up to supervisor over, I believe it's Waverly, East Main Street, and North Bridge.
Yeah. Congratulations, Damon.
Yes.
We salute you.
That's what happens. You keep winning awards, you keep moving up the ladder.
He used to get saluted a lot, didn't he? Because he was a law enforcement officer.
Well, he probably saluted more people than they saluted. They might have saluted him a little differently.
Well, yeah. Never thought of that. I wasn't going to go there, Damon.
But now he's there for the Arches.
Yeah, and we were told that he's on TV some now too.
Yes, Rodney Harrison for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He, along with
Marvin, not Rodney.
Rodney was a
Rodney
defensive
gets
back,
no
wasn't
respect.
He? Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's Rodney Dangerfield. But Marvin Harrison Jr. Is in a TV commercial for the Ronald McDonald House. Damon Campbell and his daughter were in that commercial. Yep. Now, from what we understand, we've not seen the commercial. We saw the behind-the-scenes footage of it. But according to Janedetti, when she was in here earlier today, she said, you can see about this much of Damon.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
And, Damon might say that might still have been too much. But
maybe they were saving him for the radio spot.
Yeah, Damon's having a card with us right now. So, when do you guys come into my restaurant again? All right, coming up, a look at this date in history. We have had disasters before that we have been talking about in the news. This was one that was pretty devastating as well.
And even though it was in 79 A.D., they still talk about it even today.
Yeah, today. We'll take a look at it coming up in just a moment. But first, these words from our sponsors.
At Rathkamp Financial, we provide wealth management services that may ease clients' fears of financial loss and help them retire comfortably. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
The U.S. Department of Energy invites you to attend one of 2 open house events to learn more about the progress for future development at the Portsmouth Gaseous Diffusion Plant in Piketon. The first is August 29th at Oscar's Restaurant in Portsmouth, located at 711 2nd Street, or August 31st at the OSU Endeavor Center in Piketon, located at 1862 Shyville Road. Both events will take place from 3 to 7 p.m. If you have questions, please call 1-888-603-7722 or email questions@fbportsmouth.com.
It's the details that make the difference between good enough and simply the best. At Skag Power Equipment, the difference is in designing lawnmowers with your convenience and comfort in mind. At Skag, we believe that quality and substance matter, and that you'll appreciate the attention to detail and craftsmanship we put into every single product. Thick steel and heavy-duty components provide you with unmatched reliability and performance. Skag, simply the best.
another who's simply the best, Gammy Kearns. She's just tuned in as well.
Absolutely.
So, hi, Gammy.
Sweet Lou.
All right, let's take a look at what's happened on this date in history, one in particular.
Actually, there's kind of a two-parter to this story.
Is that right?
But it started in 79 A.D. After centuries of dormancy, Mount Vesuvius erupts in southern Italy, devastating the prosperous Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum, killing thousands. Now, the cities, buried under a thick layer of volcanic material and mud, were never rebuilt and largely forgotten in the course of history. Part 2. In the 18th century, Pompeii and Herculaneum were rediscovered and excavated, providing an unprecedented archaeological record of the everyday life of an ancient civilization, startlingly preserved in sudden death. And today, in fact, it was just a few weeks ago, I can't remember who it was here locally, was there. And they were, it's kind of like turned into a museum where they have the old city reopened, and they still have the bodies of victims. They were covered. It's almost like a cast covering. That's what they look like. But they are frozen in time the way they were.
Wow.
And in fact, I think there's apparently a mother and a father and their children, and they're all just frozen in time in that cast of volcanic ash. But it's become a very historical tourist attraction now for a lot of people all over the world to see what happened in Pompeii. I think they made a movie about it a few years ago. Of course, I didn't see it because the reviews weren't that good. They said it was no, it's not funny to make fun of that. But yeah, if you like history, if you have enough money to travel to southern Italy, you might want to take in that.
Yeah. And you look at the time period when this was, 79 A.D. I've never heard anyone correlate this, but remember how Christians were persecuted by Rome?
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever heard anyone say, I wonder if this was God's punishment on the Roman Empire.
But you wonder why a city, of course they said Vesuvius hadn't erupted for many.
Yeah. Why it was there?
Why you put a city that close to something that could, of course they didn't probably think it would blow up again. But
and that could be said about any place, I suppose. I mean, look at Diamond Head. They're in Hawaii.
Yeah. Mount St. Helens, of course. There wasn't a lot of big population centers around it, but there were a few people that did have cabins that refused to leave. I can't remember the old guy that they tried to get him to move. And
wasn't it Harry Truman?
No, I'm talking about the guy that died in his cabin up
okay.
there. It's kind of like the movie Dante's Peak. Where the old grandma wouldn't leave.
But I thought Harry Truman had a cabin there.
Oh, that very well could have been. I didn't know that. But Harry was long since gone when that erupted. I think it was 1984.
Yeah, because Bess was the last Truman to pass.
I believe that is correct. Yeah, the daughter. Yeah.
Was that the daughter?
I think it was. What was she played piano, and there was a big story about her playing the piano with her dad. There was Life magazine had a big picture.
What was Harry's wife's name? I thought it was Bess.
Maybe it was. What was the daughter's name? Why do you ask these questions while we're live and I can't look it up? Yeah.
Because we have Google Mike.
Yeah.
Google Mike.
For those of you who were old enough to remember the Truman family, what was Harry's daughter's name?
What was Harry Truman's daughter's name?
You know, I've never tried that.
Margaret Truman.
Margaret
Truman Daniel.
Yeah, I think Harry played.
She looks like Hillary Clinton.
It doesn't it though? It really does.
I gotta
we
show
know
this.
the full story. Hillary Clinton was really Harry Truman's daughter. No, doesn't that look like Hillary? That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, but I believe Harry and Margaret both played the piano, and Life magazine did a big expose about them at the piano together. So, but you're right, Bess was Mrs. Truman.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was her maiden name? Or married name, I'm sorry, Margaret.
I was going to say it was Truman.
Daniel?
Daniel.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I swear it's Hillary Clinton right there.
It really does.
Okay.
We got another show coming up in 5 minutes.
We don't have time for a radio bit, so we've got to produce a show to present to you here in a moment. It's our Litter Media Game of the Week pregame show, and we will have that for you next. Our Game of the week, Logan Elm at Westfall. Details in a moment here on another edition of Facebook Live.